Celeste John Dramani Mahama, oral book in one of them, away New Testament. Nyami Adamu watching the Old Testament in Becca home. Captured almost 85 million Ghana cedis stadium renovation, i.e., a Seaport Sports Stadium, Tamale Sports Stadium, and Accra Sports Stadium. South 3 stadium winning now 85 million Ghana cedis. But your mama what takrade and then second, the Mukosa Sipon no ye takrade the Dallas second, the Muchana Fansende, so we are. Tamale Diano, that is Ali Mahama Sports Stadium. Mucheke Maya, so we are. Accra Sports Stadium there. Ebe no ha never call honomo. Na minim ni nti Ivan ayedi. Ivan. Asa de asema ye kan wonte.
Sab metie mo.
Edus ye ni nkomo e.
Jabi, let me kai wa mencha na mencha watie for.
Before so beto aso no. Ne nyame na oba bebo Leonardo no wa fiji ma ba.
Thank you. Jabi, I mention what's here for Namenkase. Adiaba Kwana lead the conversation up to the election has to do with accountability. Because upon this particular platform, I remember the number of times you recount to issues of corruption plaguing this country. Book in figures, your market can give you a graphic, your friend saying understanding of Niama si Okroma say I am very horrific. Because of that, until a minor I lose a huge sums of money. So after elections, Adia Ghana Nibia Tiabontia or shame ni say what is next? Is it going to be business as usual? And I buy the no kakeke. And I think all her signs now cause now clearly there is this slight demonstration that government is really committed to doing something about the situation. And Ghana for shame. The last week, what ensued between the special prosecutor, Ken Ofori and other people, and the Akoso Ewokroma saying. But Adeba Kwa Ghana form for one new cohort, they are looking at Ken Ofori or two kind or Kyei, our Bontin special prosecutor channel were declared a fugitive. So the conversation, there are other key issues that are quite black people are not looking at. And that is the side I want to hit on this morning before I will look at the figures. JB.
Yes, sir.
Makachiro said, on my yeti, politics, leadership, governance, I take a joke 10. You put two serious people at leadership position. And it's the reason why Nema I see in the past, I see Ewokroma saying. Ken Ofori in question was a finance minister in Ghana for 7 good years. MPP for at some point in time were fed up.
Yeah, sure.
Ebisansa are buying too, but said Osikano and Nebuchadnezzar in nature or an agency on the own free home. So this guy, as a finance minister, messed up the economy of this country.
I address him accordingly. Ken Ofori, he's not a guy.
Now Hannah, be a guy. Man. No, it's just for the sake of conversation. This is an informal conversation. There'll be a better day, I can say. So the guy was a finance minister for 7 good years in this country. And on the supervisor man near my course, Sabi and Kwasi Abosia Ghana boy, I'm on mine that coming and he was the person behind it. Mekacho say, Ofa Ken Ofori the Nisi Krum now they are abiding the Chibizan say, Ken, Obo Bosia, Chenyan Sadia, what the year, one share what I am Tiababuna Kuno, cause all Yan Sadia Bakokran Kanchero. Omoye, Domoye, and Merwana and Kokrafosika, and ordinance are told to say. Yeah, the air bomb, my whole buying. JB. Abraham John Mahama airport in 2016.
Yeah.
He built a hospital, Kumasi, a Ofori hospital, a medical village.
Yeah.
Our recreation, every single thing you expect to see in a modern hospital, you find it there.
500 bed capacity.
Good. Kumasi.
Yeah, sure.
For 8 good years, that hospital was left to rot.
Now you're 93% completion as at 2016.
Yes. Me know the Captain Smart but now program was my deputy minister of health, Freya said the following month that hospital was going to function.
Yeah, that's
till date, after the hospital, I say this joker left this country and he has the infantry to tell me now say call America. I could see Kyei. You see, America just say we put jokers in power. Because this guy, any sense of shame, the last thing he will do is to tell us, or kosiki care in America. And hospital now see no, a Mayo Clinic. So who are field of medicine na Mayo Clinic come to your mind, and you know say it is one of the most expensive and the best medical facilities in America.
I see.
A lot of medical research course in recent times now, most of them is being done through their faculties. Then I say for Mayo Clinic is one of the best facilities you can find in the world. This joker, after toying and messing with Ghana, na Ghana tetia pansam no, or not timinya kukodro, Sh0ck se or Mayo Clinic akosiki care. Onya kwenya busia na oboye no. Na some of us were here advocating say yam fine investing in the healthcare system. Kroma say the guy insisted say or kwa akosi cathedral. Emma yasuma asofo asabi ebinum so say unhu de wo mutim Sh0ck Israel so mo kofabo aba kroma. As nipa dwe te say nkra. And the president justification is say yakona yekosi cathedral na God will help us to avert civil war. Now, nkradwin way, say adwin way, and edibu maya. How can that country progress? The president is not thinking. Say yesi cathedral we are calamity be a civil war be na. Okoko d'Ivoire, Yamoussoukro. The biggest cathedral was built by a president. Yeah. 2016, 2013, war no see no. Omu Ghana ti say be ankane. The cathedral couldn't save them. Sikana yedi besi hospital wa hase no jebi ye tam de kotu amena ukọ amena no ma entwere ne ye fa ne say double ene di agro. They couldn't even build that particular thing. After messing up with this health facility and health infrastructure, nurses and doctors of Moria School no, they are still at home. Nurses of Moria School 2020, they are still at home. Because facilities anywhere you post to be their home. Because as of for ne Ofori and the government then were telling us, instead of investing in hospitals and other healthcare infrastructures, or the Sikano Kosi Cathedral, and then Asama Bana Kronoa Bana Brabeyi Wanoa, that joker has the infantry to write to the special prosecutor, say, oh, me wa clinic, me Kosi care, na me krano me nimda, me bana se mi via. That tells you, say. Or mine and Kasani serious. And I'm saying, say, Ofori either dead or alive, the guy must be brought into this country. Either dead or alive, the guy must be brought back to this country and answer for what he has done.
Oh,
that answer. You see, we need to establish a conventional deterrence. And I will feel what happened in Germany. The Nuremberg trials. Nipana Adolf Hitler do mudin se munu no. You don't know Ghana ko Argentina. Israel for actually kwachichi birum de omo kokosho mo na yoku omo. Edodo na wuye. But the Nuremberg trial, no F-trial people in absentia.
Yeah, sure.
Even after their death, no, they were convicted. And the house, even though this person was not tried in person, they were tried in absentia and they were convicted even after their death. And the Ukraine, you can still be convicted because the crimes these people have committed, no, JB, say yentimi anya mana nyansa na hobia, abanya asase, it will end up the same way. That was why the last time I catch us a man for your position and any farm fair because we so messy up, no consequence be that. But we need to change that narrative. My man for who say, oh messy up, even though your government, the consequences are there for you to face. And it's the reason why this particular Ofori thing matter. And not just Ofori, several other crimes we need to recover these monies. Because governance is not an avenue where people come amass wealth to themselves and then they take care of themselves, and the vast majority who invested their time, energy and everything into that government, become poor. And in the end of the day, about a cycle whereby we are not whereby we are not the impunto you expect, you don't see it. And there is something I told you on this platform. Maybe we will fee.
Okay, masters, bash or bro for those.
No. Whether me catch all this particular platform say we were being ruled by a cartel of unintelligent criminals. That was okay. Good. What will National Service scandal now?
Yes, sure.
What will say? How the whole deal was cooked? That you could say these are Nipo Munim Yansa and Umukuki that particular deal. akromfo bu nim nyansa because national security national service scandal no akora say bi obi a onim nyansa bia akora no behu say ade na ekuki no enya ade nyansa wom ojebi how do you explain say wo your first fraud now after one person one Abubakar something then you slot in his name 226 times you are paying the person from the same database nyansa ni be na be ade we again. So uko details into some of the names no muda shemina.
Yeah.
There is this allergy something oil national service within 92 years. I'm telling you
error.
No, it's not error. It's part of the database. Now we nipa within 92 years oil national service. I'm telling you that these are a bunch of unintelligent criminals. Because Abainuna onim nyansantino imported these people to come to government, and when you bring idiots into government, they will collect to their idiocy best.
I see. Can you hear?
They say these are criminals. I would omoba Abainuna omo that opportunity na. Na say sabi omo tinche no mu di nsemu no omo wura Abainuma. Nsemu no be double. Because this time no, they have faculty, they have resources, they have everything. They even have power to do whatever they are doing.
I see.
And unti na nipa ote national service secretary betimi afọ obi a wadi 92 years. Di yan say so na sha.
Kenya ni bi kura ka ho.
Yes, omoko internet and omo ye photo shopping. Enti ofa Kenya ni nanim na wa man Ghana din. Na nyansa ni because memeti yes me kasa me ye fraud a ubewu akwa aba ma wona na aba you will never find out.
I see.
Oh yes. Because if you are smart, that is what you do.
Okay, so oh,
na me bokro you can never uncheme. That's what I'm telling you. But these people, because they are not smart. And you know, no, I don't know because I'm no the criminals are very intelligent people.
Yeah.
Because I call medicine.
Oh yeah, criminal nasi ye chiwa no wejimi.
Exactly. Because your friend is saying your friend say medicine or moye. A man for a medicine at the beside there. There are other people who are also investing in other side called pseudo medicine. Do you know what they do? Medicine no your friend say you deal with pathology. Omono they almost create sad no. For instance, there is this crime syndicate I say omonam ye free medical care for a man for no monam no more surgery. Go to your friend saying there is this country called your friend saying Mecca omo medical mercenaries.
Yeah.
What they do is omoba facility now. They were rendering free your friend surgery for people. Not knowing that omo organ harvesting syndicate. Ye bia uyama when you want to try kidney back. Operation omo free no. But omonti later alarm no bro ya no. Not just say obi a go through that surgery ni bia o kidney back one ira. Now na o kidney see you try kidney near two back be ya adwuma until say bibi besi no hwan na obeda sara ko clinic say me kwese say me kidney wo ha why be that. Nti say you try you ntwa you win. So omoni ba omo so no not this organ harvesting way no aye big business around the world. These are criminals. It took ages for that particular thing to be discovered. That is what intelligent criminals, when they operate, that is how they operate. In America, some of the recent cases, crimes were committed in the 30s until recently.
In the 30s?
Yes. Until recently, and Omutimi identify some of the culprits. Try a modern as a phone. But these are people, and I'm so crime no crime committed, they don't even know how to do it. And you offer 92-year-old because 92-year-old or national service is a red flag.
I see.
Pictures no more far from internet. Google no more they changing Ghana. The very moment Kenya knew who Kenya anymore, obviously it will give you out. But I know so these are some of the things that they did. And JB, the side of it is
and even with even with national service, the moment I'll be D40 and above, what mean national service? I mean,
so as an ordinary person, now or into what has happened, you have that slight inclination after 40 years of crown. So I ever say in a national service secretary, we go for be 92, din their shame. I just don't find any answer.
Maybe government institution, my NASA on your national service empower. The emperor say that on your opportunity, until Omuka to call you and say,
No, you also know say 90 years you are above any government work because retirement is 60. So there is no justification.
Now point in here no
no sir can the normal routine processes are there 92 years back can be a private work government work you don't qualify.
So according to ORA, we quick one about the national category. Right. According to ORA, I would say US dollars 4.5 billion national service payroll scam. Investigative by reveals that the inclusion of 200,000 fictitious names, commonly referred to as ghost names, on the National Service Secretariat's payroll between 2020 to 2024. Consequently, the fraudulent activity is estimated to have caused financial loss amounting to approximately 68.46 billion Ghana cedis. That is around 4.5 billion US dollars if calculated based on monthly allowance of 715 Ghana cedis per ghost names over 48 months.
And you know, what you say? Ghost names, you know. And you know, some of the ghosts are Ghana card.
I also need fingerprints.
Yes, but deliberately, no, created Ghana card for them, and they created fake university IDs for them.
I see.
And you call UCC, every university be our kind of some generate or more. Your friend is saying student ID using the year and maybe course no way depending on which university. These people generated fake university IDs. They inserted these things in the database. Student or Marco UCC nas for Obia who not doing a faker, obviously it will give you out. So be aware smart or commit a crime, you know. You could see clearly these things are never ever give you out. And I am telling you the quality of personnel are very often in the name of dirty politics. Yes, some would be good. So if the person the sense of thinking here very inferior na obetimi adwen to this level na would nipa we ba aban mu a question na bisa won say improvement be na ode ba aban na apart from so be bokro no, and that is the problem that we have created. So JB, I think crimes like this, you know, can never go unpunished. We need to set a stage yebetimi ayesa anema we nyina different the man for who said who your mind sika in the first place the money will have to be recovered. Yaje we no na sentence bia o hobia na se nipa no face bia no you face it. We don't do this thing because we want to punish people. Now mom say be betimi aye as a deterrent. Other people will not do it.
Yeah, sure.
Potential people in government will be criminals who will also be deterred. Say nipa we ya dey we no consequences in there. How can we do these things? And one thing I me person me saying can one say
okay.
What na say bisa won say Argentina state institution in executing their functions, you know, back for meeting a no national service scandal way according for the last 8 years old.
But we period where from 2020 to 2024, so a 4-year period.
No.
Yes, I know.
Yes,
so they've been in government for 8 years.
Yes,
but according to this report, you know,
yes,
within a 4-year period.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at the oral report. I'm talking about the events for state investigation. 2017.
Yes.
So what is I was say? Say any institutional weakness and a systemic weakness and a year we ever and send about for one office. Abokrono for 8 good years.
But first one Mustafa no, is it former sportsman is a former sportsman?
Yes.
Yes, on an NSS boss. And so not says to be ever.
No, maybe say everyone is saying and that rot no akoso for that long stretch of time.
Sure.
Now no institutional mechanism be or yet identify these things. There should be a system in place. I bet me yet me recover, yet me monitor some of these things. They don't happen. It's the reason why I always have issue with the Auditor General's report. Yet transfer chrono no cost admunum wie. Now for yakofo buku kakra ni asesa ni nyina gumu kan kura wie. Auditor General report only affect kura unto me kan wie. And so what mechanisms and you put in place at the institutional level, no? We deal with the corruption as it happens. There are structures in place just to ensure say we prevent the crimes instead of say these are weaknesses going forward, no? We also need to look at and address them. And yes, sir, there be a best radio so ni TV so discussing scandals and very often we don't even recover. National service for 8 good years. Oh, be better, Martin has goes names, the Ashems, I culture that to them, they feel free to do. I think that this institutional weakness now are embedded in our governance system, no. As you finding a way to address them, and yes, how we will never move forward. I'm making sure that things like this, the punishment will be so severe and will be so consequential to the stand. Say, what when we need to send a message to people. Say, "Abayin sika frito from krana." That is the culture that we need to establish in this country, and it's what I'm expecting President Mahama say going forward. Institute those things because the only difference between any people elsewhere in the Western world in discipline, the culture of indiscipline everywhere. That's in a governance system.
That's true.
Baby and the panel will be, and they try to create a lean way, either to steal, either to the obey. But actually, those systems are there to check people. Yeah, you understand? But I can't say, yeah, nipai. We cover Pope be a president, one checking over Bokrono. And those incentives and opportunities and money Bokrono. We need to take it away, and by making man know, say, there are consequences for our actions. But we live in a country where you do anything and you get away with it. And these are some of the things you wake up to. Is the reason why these people were bold enough to sit at National Service Secretariat. Did what they did. Kanoforata Nemana or Yen, the Omani Sikadi and said, boom, without parliamentary approval. Yes, I never win. He knew. Jebi, again. Parliament. One of the institutions that are failing Ghana overwhelmingly.
I see. Which of the parliaments? Is it the 7th or the 8th parliament?
Let me use parliament. And way specifically, I'm talking about the parliament in April. Is it the 8th parliament? Yes. Because we figures in the national service for providing they were sending these figures to parliament.
Yeah.
Parliament has an oversight responsibility. Institution national service cano. The Auditor General, they all have oversight responsibility. And are they telling us, yeah, the listener, but they don't do any background check? No one said the year. Is that what they are telling us? So, what is the oversight responsibility of this state institution? Because Parliament, there is a reason why some of these lists, you go through, you do your own background checks, you do to verify whether these numbers are correct, whether they are consistent. Numbers now you deploy, how many people actually went to the ground. There is a reason why such numbers must be submitted to Parliament. So Ubisa I say, Sanyama wait because 8 years. Now Parliament oversight we no anti catch. Now obedient until fourth state investigation and send all drama for attention. Clearly, there is massive institutional weakness that must be addressed in this country. You understand? So, in some corruption, there are fundamental weaknesses locked to the heart of our governance system that we need to sit down as people. Now, you're making sure that you address it by Croman and Semsia. We look at the individuals involved. We look at the political parties they are coming from. So we politicize the whole issue and we forget about the fundamental leakages underpinning institutions. As a address, so I know the day you go after the people, the institutional weaknesses are there. Will come back, and other people will come and create it because national security, national service scandal. Mekasa President Mahama Emma Nkufo-Binim Tuyasika in 2016. So it means the fundamental problem at the time, a payroll fraud.
Yeah, sure.
We couldn't address it at the time, but that was the time for us to look at these things. Now you're now you're making sure say you cave in. So I think they're going forward. We really need to get serious in this country and make sure we punish crimes.
All right.
And yes, sir, we will lose this country, our essence, and everything that we stand for.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Okay, my fans, quick one. I want to say, share this document. Ghanaian American comedian.
He was the one and out.
Oh, okay. Then go ahead. All right.
Okay, but my brother, assistant pa, na Emarifi. It's my brother, Lurefi. Yenko Kaino. Ye free abamu 2016 no ono a oba ba wie no kan we do help John Mama obi dwe hu say opese wa dachi do nya $1 million dey na John Mama here no
Victoria Hammer.
Yes, dey na John Mama here no
Opamu.
Yes, I know chese sari pako na e ka wasem Mami ma oye mpacho ni.
No, but I'm a preview to Ghanaians.
No, even aside that, let your camera capture this. You see, this time around, no, nyaminti technology aba. Ama nkofobia no mo se omo no mako school bebe bia no mo di brofo. Ehu hwa ya name ti se obi minister bia nyame adom na wanya minister dia we are onko edin tina se ono no mo te brofo. Na le brofo no wo te brofo a ene je se wo nyansa wo Ghana.
What's na okay?
Fatima Samson oh yema oba yema oba you say we respect women. We give them acknowledge. Like me person me ka wo he but say wo oba o ti bi wa no ka say o ni mo te brofo. Na brofo ene didi here. Brofo na di light bulb. Brofo ene fa trotro. Enya brofo sem o. Me fa brofo e me wian. Ye di atwi ene Hausa no e be boa Ghana. We don't need English. Share omo mo ti brofo omo share white omo kura e say suitcase no. E ko no mo Ghana. Brofo ni edibo kon na me brother I can say omo ko parliament house omo ti brofo omo parliament house sa na ma fu yi e ba mu he na do ho onye ne nyame ase say John Mahama enye na ade say oba no so e ka me case na ade say John e ti kom ha e na free education na do e ka che say nipa 5.7 million e na oba benefit from free education and former education minister. I say a typo and I said it was a mistake. How come boss calculate any? No, calculate any. Money you have 5.7 million. Now uti 3.5 million free more. Unya say 80% inflated. They've inflated free education. 80%. Calculate 80% of 9.9 billion. Sika since 2017 till now. MPP are buying spending our free education and I don't catch of parliament no. And say I'm spending 9.9 billion our free education.
Yeah. And that JB.
Yes,
I think that President Mahama buy since he took office.
Is it a second coming?
No, second coming. Okay. I think the legacy decision that he's taken to me the biggest one. I am very impactful, the biggest, and I am expecting saying getting a lot of traction within the media. The decision to pay bondholders.
Yes, I mean
is the biggest decision that he's taken so far. Because with him, this DDEP in the first place, the buy the same and the same kind of boy. I open the burden on Ghanaians, and they had the opportunity say they could pay. But because of a munim do my yentin, almost swan near money in Begu, Ghana for console. So Emma Market Blanks here will can say we may invest $1.2 million in this country. Hoping say or the outcome no dividends no better taking care of the school. At some point in time he said, according to him, they were demanding 10% cuts in bribes and sana. And then almost the President Mahama taking that decision also or joining the NDC. So it's about policy choices and policy decisions that he's taken. And to me, I think that is the best decision so far that he's taken. I ever bringing relief to people. Many people above 60 years, 70 years are in their retirement. Being at the hospital, I know the ordeals people go through when they are at that age. You need to buy your drugs, medication, then as a form. And this uncle for no, first as you can through on table, so their sentence not passing their mom. What I say. So I think there is something that we need to look at. Now you're celebrating for that. Now going forward, and they are cano, yen share, now yen deal, now yen come wasem. Sabaya in the future, no. Similar things of this nature no e happen here aban bi man konkobo ne nkwase abosen ai kodi ni nsem hunu na ehun sunsun so no e method ordinary Ghanaians so